Alright guys, so today we are working on my dad's Ram 1500 again. What we're doing today is the service on the transmission. He has the 8-speed transmission in his truck, and the service procedures on it are a little different than normal transmissions. So we'll go over them beforehand, and then we'll show you how we did it, and then the checking of the fluid at the end. That is a very specific process to these transmissions, and we'll show you that as well. But for starters, what you need is the transmission fluid. We got it through Chrysler this time. You can also get it through ZF, which is the manufacturer of the transmission. You can buy it from there online and things like that. And just a quick note, everything we did was straight off of the ZF website. So we found the entire breakdown of the process of how to service it on there. So I will put a link to that in the description of this video. So if anybody out there wants to go back later and read that, you can. As far as tools are concerned, you really don't need a whole lot. You need a T40, and this will take out the screws for the drain pan. And then you need a number 8 millimeter Allen for the fill, to pull the fill plug out, because this transmission does not have a dipstick on it. You'll also need another transmission pan, because the filter is built into the pan of the transmission. I have seen some other guys online where they've gotten a different pan that you can remove the filter and things like that. We decided not to go that route on this one, so part numbers for everything will be in the description as well. We also used a ratchet and a 6-inch extension to get into some tighter places. But not at first, it's not too much different. They do tell you to warm the transmission up to between 86 and 120 degrees before starting. I'm not really sure what the thought process behind that is. We warmed it up to 105. We figured that was right about smack dab in the middle. Once you do that, place the truck on a level surface. Pull the pan down. I will say that these transmissions do have a drain plug on them, and if you can utilize that drain plug, it's a number 10 Allen. We could not utilize it on this one because the crossover for the exhaust is in the way. So that was pretty much useless to us. Once you have it in the garage, you take the screws down, drain the fluid, take the old pan out, put the new pan in, torque everything. The torque value, which I'll throw the torque values to everything in the description as well, but the torque value for the pan is 89 inch-pounds, and when we torqued it, what we did originally was we went to 45, which is right about half of 89, and then we went to 89. The manual also says to torque starting in the middle and going outward from the center in an X fashion. So that's what we'll be doing here. After that, you have to fill the transmission back up and go through the process of what it takes to check the fluid. Now, I'll tell you what the process is now, and then, like I said, we'll film it right at the very end. But the process is, you start the truck up. Again, it needs to be between 86 and 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Once you have it at temperature, you're supposed to cycle from park to reverse, then to neutral, then to drive, pausing on each one of those for about 2 to 3 seconds. We just did Mississippi's, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, that kind of thing. We didn't get real super scientific with it. Once you do that, once you get all the way to drive, cycle all the way back from drive to park, doing the same thing, pausing for 2 to 3 seconds on every different selection. Then you have to leave the truck running, go underneath of it, pull out that fill plug with the number 8 Allen, and if you see fluid running out, the transmission is full, do not add any more. If you don't see fluid dribbling out of the hole, add more and continue the process until it is full. So we'll get started changing everything out, and we'll see you on the other side. Okay guys, so we've got the fluid back in it now. We have run it through the cycle to check it a couple of times. We took it for a drive to get out any little air pockets that might be in there. They don't necessarily say to do that on ZF's website, but we went ahead and did it anyway before we did our final check. One quick thing, we had talked about trying to do a pump, the little hand pump to get the fluid in. That ended up not working. We used a different pump. It's the one that I used in the transmission fluid video on my truck. I'm not going to pick it up right now because the thing is absolutely covered in transmission fluid, and I just washed my hands so that we could go in here and do this. But what we are going to do is we're going to go through the process one more time of how to check it so that you guys can see that. I'm not going to go underneath the truck and show you the fill plug. I will put a picture up of that. I'll probably do it right now so that you guys can see what that looks like. It's just not enough room under there to get under there, and like I said earlier, the GoPro is already dead. So we're going to go ahead and start the truck up now. Can you see? Okay, so we can see that our temperature is at 109, which is right about where we want it. So we're going to go from park to reverse. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, neutral, drive, back to neutral, back to reverse, and then to park. And then my dad is going to go underneath, and he's going to be the one pulling out that drain plug to make sure that we have fluid there. Again, we should see the fluid dribble out of the hole. If it does, that means it's full. We can put that back in and we can torque that to 26 foot-pounds. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video here. As always, guys, we want to thank our moderators in the Facebook group. They do a great job. There's Amanda Morgan. She's responsible for the top 10 contributor prizes. There's Eric Atten. He's one of the most active guys in the group. If he wasn't a moderator, he'd probably be winning that top 10 thing every week. There's Jay Bartrug. Honestly, I don't know what he does. Probably need to get rid of him. But as always, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and stay safe out there, and we'll see you on the next video.